Attention Australian pensioners. If you rely on cash from your local ATM, what happens starting Monday could catch you completely off guard. Right now, banks across Australia are quietly rolling out major changes to how you withdraw your own money. And if you are on a pension, these changes could hit your wallet harder than you think. Some ATMs are disappearing from towns overnight. Others are adding new fees. And there are new rules coming that affect exactly how much cash you can take out and when. Some pensioners have already reported showing up to their usual machine only to find it gone completely, replaced by nothing, forcing them to drive further just to access money they've relied on for years. If you don't watch this video until the end, you could walk up to your usual machine next week and find yourself locked out, charged extra, or stuck with no way to get your money at all. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share could save you serious money and a lot of frustration. Welcome back to Aussie Benefit, the channel where we break down exactly what's happening with pensions, payments, and everyday money matters across Australia, in plain and simple language that actually makes sense. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications, because we post updates like this the moment they happen. And trust me, when it comes to your pension and your cash, you don't want to be the last to know. Today we're diving into the ATM shakeup happening across the country in 2026, why banks are making these moves, which pensioners will be affected the most, and most importantly, what you can do right now to protect yourself before these changes fully kick in. This isn't scare tactics. This is about being prepared, so let's get into it. For years, Australians have watched bank branches close in regional towns, and now that same trend is reaching ATMs. Major banks have been reducing the number of free-to-use machines, particularly in smaller communities where pensioners often rely on cash for groceries, bills, and everyday spending. In many cases, the only ATM left in town belongs to an independent operator charging a withdrawal fee, sometimes as much as $3 to $5 just to access your own pension payment. For someone living paycheck to paycheck on a fixed income, that adds up fast, especially if you're withdrawing small amounts multiple times a fortnight instead of one lump sum. Over the course of a year, those small fees can quietly eat into hundreds of dollars that could have gone toward groceries, medication, or utility bills instead. On top of machine closures, some banks are adjusting daily withdrawal limits and introducing stricter verification steps at ATMs, partly in response to rising concerns about scams and elder financial abuse. While the intention behind these security measures is to protect vulnerable Australians, including pensioners who are frequently targeted by scammers, the side effect is that some people are finding it harder and slower to access their own money, especially if they're not comfortable with newer verification methods like one-time codes sent to a mobile phone or additional ID checks at the machine. For pensioners who don't own a smartphone or aren't confident using one, this can feel like an unfair barrier standing between them and cash they urgently need. Another shift worth knowing about is the continued push toward a cashless society. Government and industry reports have flagged that cash usage in Australia has been steadily declining for years, and with that decline comes less commercial incentive for banks to maintain widespread ATM networks, particularly in areas where fewer people are using them. For pensioners who prefer or need cash, whether due to budgeting habits, comfort, or limited access to digital banking, this creates a real gap. Community groups and pensioner advocacy organizations have been raising concerns about this exact issue, pushing for guarantees that essential cash access will remain available in regional and outer suburban areas, not just major cities. Many pensioners have spent decades managing their finances through cash envelopes and physical budgeting methods, and losing convenient access to that system isn't just inconvenient. It can genuinely disrupt how they manage their entire fortnightly budget. So what can you actually do about all this? First, check with your specific bank directly, because policies and rollout timelines differ from one institution to another, and your local branch or their phone support can tell you exactly what's changing in your postcode. Second, if you haven't already, look into setting up a linked account with a bank that still offers strong ATM coverage in your area, or consider using bank-branded ATMs rather than independent ones to avoid extra fees. Third, if you do most of your withdrawals in cash, try consolidating them into fewer, larger withdrawals rather than several small ones, since fees are often charged per transaction rather than per dollar. Fourth, keep an eye on official announcements from Services Australia and your bank, since further adjustments are expected as 2026 progresses, and staying informed early means you won't be caught off guard by a sudden change at your usual machine. Fifth, consider asking a trusted family member or your bank to help you set up simple digital banking as a backup option, not as a replacement for cash, but as a safety net in case your usual ATM becomes unavailable without warning. Finally, if you ever feel pressured or confused by new verification steps at an ATM, don't hesitate to ask staff at your bank branch to walk you through it in person, because you have every right to fully understand how to access your own money safely. It's also worth mentioning that pensioner advocacy groups have been vocal about wanting any ATM network reductions to come with proper consultation, rather than banks simply pulling machines from communities without warning. If you live in a regional or rural area, it may be worth reaching out to your local member of parliament or community group if you notice ATM access shrinking near you, since public pressure has, in the past, led to banks reversing branch and machine closures in areas with high pensioner populations. Staying connected with others in your community who are watching this issue closely can also help you get real-time updates faster than waiting for official statements. And sharing information with neighbors or friends who might not have access to videos like this one could make a real difference in how prepared your whole community is. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you that staying financially secure as a pensioner isn't just about watching your bank balance. It's about staying ahead of quiet policy shifts like this one, because they can affect your day-to-day life more than people realize. That's exactly why we make videos like this one, to break down complicated changes into information you can actually use and act on. If you found this helpful, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, tap the like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on pension news, cost of living changes, or banking shifts that could affect you. Drop a comment below and let us know if you've already noticed ATM changes in your area. Your experience could help someone else watching this video who's dealing with the exact same thing. Thank you so much for watching Aussie Benefit. Take care of yourself, look out for your money, and I'll see you in the next video.